Good morning. Joining us from the National Weather Service, Matt Friedlein. Good morning.
Good morning, Charles.
Hectic weather-wise. Going to have a big storm coming through. Winter storm warnings going up all over the place. First off, what is the difference between a warning for a winter storm and a warning for any other type of storm? What makes a winter storm warnable?
A warnable winter storm means we have high enough confidence that there will be heavy snow to impact travel and make for hazardous road conditions, treacherous in places. Usually it's roughly 6 inches or more. Sometimes it's a little less, but heavier rates, maybe blowing snow in places, a combination of factors there that makes a winter storm warnable. And compared to other weather elements, a winter storm is one we can often see further in advance, and so those will often come out more than 12 or 24 hours in advance, sometimes even 36-plus hours in really high-confidence situations.
Let's talk about the winter storm warning we have now. A lot of snow making its way across northern Illinois. A lot of different models say a lot of different numbers. Why do those numbers vary so much, and what do you think will happen?
It is very common to have snowfall amounts vary greatly between computer models, even just 24 to 30 hours out like it is right now. And that's because so many factors go into how much snow falls, from how much precipitation the system is producing to the snow ratios, in other words, how wet or how dry the snow is, and the temperatures as the snow falls, the winds, a lot of it. But what we always say as meteorologists for people is that snow amount is just one piece to the puzzle to how a winter storm will impact folks. It's how heavy the snow will fall. In other words, road conditions and how DOTs can keep up. Also, what the temperature will be for treatment. Will the wind be blowing? Will there be any mix? So those are a lot of the variables that go into it. But for Wednesday, which is the primary time of this winter system, and in particular for north central Illinois, I'd say between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. there, this looks to be all snow. Don't have to go too far south toward Bloomington Normal or even a little north where it'll mix at times. But for most of north central Illinois, all snow. It will be heavy at times in the afternoon and early evening, maybe even some rates near 1 inch per hour. And the total snowfall looks to be somewhere in the broad 4 to 8 inch range. And I know that's still a large range for people, but no matter what, it looks like a plowable snow, and we haven't had many of those this winter, so that's noteworthy in itself.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, it has been really a dry winter. This is the first major snow event, and it looks like this snow might stick around for a few days afterwards as well.
It sure will, because this weather system is going to drag in colder air. The high on Thursday will be only in the mid-teens, but the wind chill will stay below zero all day. And Friday morning when people wake up, it'll be right around 0 degrees actual temperature there. So, yep, the snow will stick around, maybe even another wintry system Friday night and Saturday during the day, too. So, climate sites around the area are running about 1.5 feet below normal for snowfall this winter so far. So, this does look to be right around, if not the biggest snow event of the season for most locations in northern Illinois.
How much longer before it's springtime? I thought the groundhogs and all the rodents, at least gave us some clues that it'd be closer to spring. How come it seems like this winter storm is so late?
It may not be 6 weeks exactly from February 2nd that spring starts, but this winter certainly looks to be backloaded, even if it isn't a parade of winter storms from here on out, just because it was so quiet with amounts of snow so far this year. We've had the cold air intrusions, but it's set up snow to our south, ironically, where you wouldn't think it would snow, but they've had more snow in some locations to our south than we've had in northern Illinois. So right now the pattern does look to stay active for the foreseeable future. As I mentioned, Friday night and Saturday could have a little wintry weather. So we'll see if we can play catch up enough. We've had some winters that have been backloaded. As we know in northern Illinois, March many times can be more winter than spring. And we will see if that's the case here. But at least for the next couple of weeks, the pattern stays active. And instead of it being to our south like it was all of January, it looks to be closer to home.
Matt Friedlein, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Charles.